Hi everybody, Matt Loede along with Russ Loede. We're here at the epicenter of the Sports Gap Network. It's NFL Week 5 and it's a Friday and it's time for our NFL picks. Russ, Chicago, Carolina, no Jay Cutler. Who do you like here?
I gotta go with my Chicago Bears. The Panthers are at home. I mean, showed some signs of life at New Orleans last week. D'Angelo Williams was sharp. But I think the thing in the end is the Bears, they're a winning football team. They're going to find a way to win. I don't know how much juice Carolina has in this team. And also, you got to remember, with Collins at quarterback for the Bears, on the opposite side, you got Jimmy Clausen. Right. Can't put much stock into him.
I'll go with the Bears as well in this game. I don't think they're a runaway winner, but I think with Matt Forte, they get the job done. Tampa Bay is at Cincy. The Buccaneers, of course, had the bye last week. The Bengals, a bad loser in Cleveland. What's the problem with the Bengals, and can they get it settled at home this week?
And what's the problem with the Bengals? I'd like to find that out. Cincinnati, actually, this game, isn't it at Tampa?
No, it's in Cincy.
It's in Cincy. All right. So the Bengals, they're a horrible road team. We're already seeing this, losing at New England week 1, week 3 last week against Cleveland. The Bengals, past game, we saw Owens have his big day. The defense got ran up on by Cleveland, but you got to go with the Bengals. I know the Bucs are coming off the bye week. They got the rest, but I don't think they have enough weapons to hang with Cincy. I think Cincy's going to win this game by 11, 12 points.
I think the Bengals will come out and finally show their mettle as the AFC North champs from a year ago. We've got St. Louis and Detroit. The Rams, lo and behold, they've won 2 in a row. They're the best team right now in the NFC West. I like the Rams on the road. What do you think?
I'm going to have to go with the Detroit Lions. Job at best, another week healthier. I'm in love with Sam Bradford, but I'm also enamored with Sean Hill's play. I think he'll exploit the matchup with Calvin Johnson. 2 touchdowns last week against Green Bay. Detroit put up 26 on the tough Packers defense. I like the Lions at home in Washington.
All right, let's move on. The Giants are in Houston. The Giants, big win last night on Sunday night against the Bears. Houston at home, they won on the road last week, not in convincing fashion against the Raiders. I think Houston gets back on track. I think Andre Johnson plays in this one. I think the Texans win. What do you think?
It's looking more and more like Andre's going to be another inactive this week. I don't think he'll play. The pass game looked a little shoddy, albeit Darian Foster had an outstanding game. He caught a lot of balls. And even Derek Ward scored a touchdown. The Texans have a lot of firepower on offense, but I think the Giants are going to carry over last week's momentum and get a victory on the road. I like the Giants in an upset. And I think they could get the Schaub a lot, not as much as Cutler, but also keep in mind Ahmad Bradshaw is really making this offense look good. I think if Hakeem Nicks is in for a big day, I like the Giants in an upset.
The Falcons are in Cleveland to play the Browns. The Falcons a big winner last week at home. The Browns a big winner last week at home as well. Browns are playing good football, but I think Atlanta's a better team. Michael Turner and Matt Ryan, what do you think?
The Atlanta Falcons are a team at 3-1, finding ways to win. Balls are bouncing their way with the Saints game. Hartley misses a 29-yarder last week. Roddy White won an excellent play to chase down Nate Clements to get the fumble recovery, and then they get the game-winning field goal once again. The Falcons are just winning ball games, and I think will continue in Cleveland with a close victory.
Also, we've got a couple of big 4 o'clock games. We'll get back to the 1 o'clock games. Well, let's go back to a 1 o'clock game. Jacksonville at Buffalo. What do we need to say about this one? The Bills are awful.
Well, what we need to say about this one is Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker doing the game. I mean, that's going to be the entertainment for that one. Number 1 in my rankings for the announcing schedule this week. I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills get their first win. The Jags are awful on the road, and I like how they traded Marshawn Lynch. Fred Jackson will be rejuvenated. C.J. Spiller is going to get more time. In effect, I think the Bills will rally around Chan Galen, get him his first victory in Buffalo.
Kansas City is in Indy. Kansas City, can you believe it, the last undefeated team in the NFL heading into Week 5. I think the Colts at home, though, are a little peeved about losing in Jacksonville. I'll take the Colts.
But the Kansas City Chiefs are a little bit peeved themselves. They're not getting much respect. At 3-0, they're atop my power rankings at number 1. How can you not like this team? Very balanced offensively, defensively. They're blowing minds with their staggering start. I'm going to go Chiefs are going to have the lead late 4th quarter, but the Colts are going to come back. Peyton Manning's going to be too much. Watch for Pierre Garçon. He's going to be back this week. Looks like Austin Collie might not play. I don't think it'll matter. The Colts will pass at will on the Chiefs and win a close game. I think maybe 24-23. 24-23. It's going to be a game of the week.
5 more games. Let's get through them. New Orleans is at Arizona. All I need to say is Max Hall. I love the Saints.
Max Hall. Yes, I have to go with the Saints as well. Pierre Thomas probably not going to play, but I like Ivory and Betts stepping up for him. Saints on the road against the Cardinals. Like you said, Max Hall wasn't really that good at BYU. What makes you think he's going to be good at the next level playing on Sundays?
You've got Tennessee at Dallas. This is the big 4 o'clock game. I love the Cowboys at home. The Titans, to me, are a mess. They lost at home against Denver last week. They've been very sporadic week in, week out. I like the Cowboys to finally find their second win.
Yes, the Titans, they did play like a mess in the fourth quarter against the Broncos. I like their chances to go on the road against Dallas. I think they'll find a way to get a lead or two, but I think the boys are going to be too much. Tony Romo's playing out of his mind. He's going to hook up with Miles Austin. I think the Titans' defense is finally coming back down to earth, albeit they have second highest total in sacks with 16 in the NFL. I think the Cowboys are going to show maybe a little bit more Felix Jones, a little bit more Marion Barber. Just too much firepower for the Titans to play with. I think Dallas is going to win this game.
San Diego at Oakland, always a tricky game out of the AFC West. Who do you like here? I like the Raiders. No, I don't. I like San Diego.
Yeah, it's tempting to pick the Raiders. They've been playing very well this season, but that doesn't equate to much. They're still 1-3, on track for another 11-loss season. I believe it would be all the way dating back to
2004. Yeah, 2004 actually, right?
Yeah, right after their Super Bowl year, 2003, I believe, actually. So it's been a streak. I think they'll keep it up. And the Chargers, they definitely own the Raiders. And when was the last time the Raiders actually defeated the Chargers? I'd have to go back in the archives. I like San Diego in this one, too.
The 2 primetime games Sunday night, Philly and San Francisco. I like the Niners to get their first win.
I like the Niners to get the first win as well. As you guys all know, I'm a huge Niners fan. Mike Singletary, a lot of blame being pointed towards him. I think it's unwarranted. Alex Smith's going to do well against this Eagles defense. Frank Gore, I saw signs of life in Atlanta last week. I think he'll have another great performance. And Kevin Cobb is not an NFL starting quarterback.
And finally, the Monday Nighter, and the one everybody's talking about, Brett Favre and now Randy Moss and the Vikings take on the Jets. I like the Jets at home.
I'm going to have to go with the Minnesota Vikings, my Super Bowl pick. I'm going to have to stand by them. Coming off a bye week, get the rest. Adrian Peterson, huge game against the Lions. I think he has the keys to the NFC. If this kid plays like he did against the Lions, I think the Vikings, the sky's the limit for them. You had Randy Moss. The defense, the front line's going to get to Mark Sanchez. I want to see how Sanchez does well under pressure. We saw week 1 against Baltimore, didn't do so well. Both these teams I like, but I'm going to have to go with the Vikings with the road victory Monday night.
And there you have it. That's Russ Loede. I'm Matt Loede. This is the NFL Gridiron Gab and the Sports Gab Network. That's our picks for Week 5. We'll be back next week with more picks.